Okay. Today I would like to talk more in depth about the shooting, the Batman premiere shooting, if I may. There's still a lot of unknown. For instance, we cannot even begin to fathom the charges that James Holmes is facing. In addition to it being 12 murders and God knows how many attempted murders, they can charge him with disturbing the peace also. They can charge him with inciting a riot. They could charge him explosives. I mean, the explosives in his fucking apartment, that right there, just the explosives alone are enough to have over 100 years of federal prison time. Because the explosives were there. I know goddamn well he didn't ask the ATF for permission to buy those explosives or make those bombs. He put the explosives in a way so that anyone entering the apartment would be killed. The explosives were designed to kill any police officer or firefighter or paramedic that attempted to search his apartment. So, just domestic terrorism charges, unlawful possession of this, that, and the other fucking thing charges. The charges are exuberant. He's going to appear before a judge on Monday. Tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. Today's Sunday. Tomorrow's Monday. He's going to appear before a judge tomorrow just for the preliminary first appearance bullshit where the judge officially charges you, because in America you cannot be held for longer than, some states 24 hours, some states 48 hours, but the police have to either let you go or bring you to a judge and charge you with something. So a judge must charge him with something tomorrow in order for his detention in jail to be legal. I want to say right off the bat that Mexico is criticizing the United States. Well, let me say right off the bat that this movie theater shooting had happened in Mexico would not be on the last page of the paper. Okay? 3 of the 10 most dangerous cities in the world are in Mexico. There are tens of thousands of people killed in Mexico a year. They're killed by machine guns. They're killed by being fed to lions. They're killed by being set on fire. They're killed by beheading. Okay? Mexico now is worse than Colombia was in the 80s. Very, very, very dangerous country. So they should not be criticizing us. Another thing I want to say, police in Arizona made a traffic stop 2 days ago. They found over 40 weapons. Every single one of them was linked to Fast and Furious. Now, the people that are demanding more gun control are the same exact people that defend Eric Holder. So, yeah. Now, this guy was a super genius, okay? If you look at the Batman comic books, there are at least... Hold on a minute. Shit. Hello? Yeah, please. Very sorry. The phone doesn't ring. The phone doesn't ring all day, but when I sit down for a video, it does. There are at least a dozen supervillains in Batman's world that have PhDs, and this guy was a PhD student. He was as ingenious as Batman's villains. The level of planning that went into this was unbelievable. Yesterday, an FBI agent who has been all over the world came to speak at a press conference. And this is a gentleman who works with explosives, works with terrorists, works all over the world. And he said that this was very complicated, okay? This guy was able to make bombs and booby traps that made hardcore agents and police officers scratch their heads. Okay? The level of planning, thousands of rounds of ammunition, the rifle, the shotgun, the handguns, the body armor, neck, chest, legs, head, face, was extraordinary. This was a world premiere. I have allergies, excuse my scratching my fucking nose. This was a world premiere movie, but I think he got a hold of a bootleg copy and watched it, or of a script, because he came in at the exact moment that a very, very, very loud scene was unfolding that involved gunshots, and you're in the movie theater, boom, 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 all around you. And it could take you a good 20 seconds to realize, wait a minute, that's not the movie, that's real. He came in through the back up here, according to an eyewitness. So if you're sitting in the theater watching the screen, he's up here on your right. That was according to an eyewitness that was there. But you're watching the movie, ba-doom, 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 ba-doom. Okay? You might not know that there's someone behind you shooting a rifle until you see people getting up and screaming bloody fucking murder. He knew the exact moment to come in. All black clothing. In the movie theater, everything is blacked out so you can see the screen. He could have literally stood right there and you wouldn't fucking see him. He disappeared. Everything around there is black. He'll fucking disappear right away. This had to be the scariest fucking thing in the world. There were actually military veterans in the room with the shooter. And some of them died, by the way. Okay? So, even by a hardcore veteran or a hardcore police officer, even by their standard of living, this had to be terrifying. Okay? Just absolute fucking chaos. Now, this made me think of the Lincoln assassination. There's a book I have on loan to my brother-in-law. It's called Killing Lincoln. I want you to read it. It's by Bill O'Reilly. Killing Lincoln is about the Lincoln assassination, obviously. And they talk about minute details. They tell you shit that I didn't even know. Okay? And I'm the history buff. And they're like, what? That fucking happened? When John Wilkes Booth attempted to assassinate President Lincoln, he knew the play inside and out. It was the #1 grossing play in America at the time. It was the equivalent of Batman back then. There's a line, it's a really stupid line, we're like, what? But back then, 1860s, the line was very funny. John Wilkes Booth went up to the balcony, hid behind the door, and at the exact second the line was delivered, he opened the door and shot President Kennedy and President Lincoln. And at that second, the entire theater was roaring with laughter. And above the laughter, over 1,000 people, I think there were like 1,200 fucking people in the theater. That boom was muffled a little bit. Now, some people heard the boom, saw the commotion. Major Rathbone and his girlfriend were the Lincoln's guests. Major Rathbone gets up, attacks Booth. Booth pulls out, I think, a Bowie knife, a large fixed blade knife, and stabs Rathbone, cuts him to the bone. Booth vaults to the fucking stage. And some guys thought this was a fucking game they were playing, like a prank. And some guys the other night thought the gas bomb was a publicity stunt. Or at worst, some theater goer having too much fun. And there are people in the Ford's Theater laughing because they think they're putting on a fucking stunt. And one older man realized, wait a minute, this isn't a fucking joke. He got up, ran after Booth, but Booth was younger, Booth got away. Now, Mrs. Lincoln is going bonkers. She's crying her fucking eyes out. Major Rathbone's girlfriend gets up and yells 3 times, "The president has been shot," at the top of her lungs. When that happened, the 1,200 people downstairs in the main part of the theater realized it wasn't a fucking joke anymore, and they went fucking apeshit. Okay? This incident reminded me so much of the Lincoln assassination. Granted, the Lincoln assassination was a target at one man, whereas this guy targeted any fucking buddy, but it reminded me of that. Because the guy knew the exact second to strike. At this second, if I move, I'm going to get the most distraction, that's when I'll move. Now, the guy had his radio. Thank you, clock. The clock is telling me it's time to talk. The guy had his radio at home set to turn on at exactly midnight and play the loudest fucking techno music in the world. Girl downstairs went up, door was cracked open. She put her hand on the doorknob. She wanted to go in and say, you know, cool the fucking music down, will you? Her voice in her head said, don't do that, go back downstairs, and she did. It was believed that there was a bomb attached to the door. Last night, the police confirmed publicly, yes, there was a bomb planted on the door, and it was designed to kill whoever opened the door. And the door was cracked open a little bit, unlocked, a little bullshit. The police chief, who used to be a New York City detective, by the way, the police chief says that he thinks that bomb was set up to kill the first officer that responded. And he's like, make no mistake, this guy wanted to kill a cop. Now, a psychiatrist rather, on television last night said a different story, but it made more sense to me. This woman is at the front door with a hand on the doorknob thinking about opening it. Less than 5 minutes before the shooting breaks out at the movie theater a few miles away. This is what we, me and the psychiatrist, believe. She opened the door. The bomb went off. The bomb would have severely injured her, if not killed her. And depending on how it was rigged, it might have blown up the entire fucking apartment. It might have blown up the entire building. Now, if you call 911 and you say that a bomb went off, you will literally get, in addition to the police, fire truck and ambulance, you will literally get every fucking police officer in the state at that location. This is what we think was gonna happen. We think he left the door open and the music on in the hopes that the landlord or the superintendent or a neighbor or someone would enter the apartment, the bomb would go off. When the bomb goes off at the apartment, every police officer in the city races to the apartment building, and while they're at the apartment building, he's at the movie theater. Perfect distraction. That's what we think was gonna happen. This was super duper well planning. Now, some people wanted to get political with this. Okay? Let me tell you something right now. Anytime you challenge me on politics, you're gonna lose. People say that the Tea Party are racist. Now, the same people that call the Tea Party racist call Tea Party candidate Herman Cain, a black man, Sambo. People call the Republican Party racist and Jim Crow, and they talk about segregation. Okay? The people that call the Republicans racist are Democrats. And Democrats wrote every single solitary Jim Crow law and founded the Ku Klux Klan. And spent 100 years fighting civil rights for blacks. Brian Ross immediately said, possibly because he heard a Tea Party member with the name Jim Holmes, immediately said that this was an act of the Tea Party. We find out that Jim Holmes, the shooter, and Jim Holmes, the Tea Partier, are two different men. On the contrary, Jim Holmes, the shooter, was an occupier. And he who must not be named, and Nancy Pelosi talking about the Occupy movement. God bless them. They're so wonderful. They embody the spirit of America. He's an occupier. He was allegedly arrested at an Occupy rally, but that for some reason isn't on his record. Might be a mistake. When he bought his guns, He actually bought them legally. And he only had a speeding ticket. And what are you gonna fucking do? Take guns away from every single guy that has a speeding ticket in this country? This would have happened anyway, I think, because fucking during the so-called assault weapons ban on the federal level, we had the Bank of America shootout with AK-47s, fully automatic M16, drum magazines, high capacity this, fully automatic that. And they were convicted felons. So you got convicted felons buying machine guns or making machine guns during a federal ban, and it happened anyway. So my opinion is, if this guy had a criminal record, he might have bought the guns illegally. If Massacre and Phillips Jr. could get machine guns during a federal ban, this guy can get a semi-auto during a non-ban. The ban had nothing to do with it. This guy would have got a fucking gun anyway. I also think that if this guy didn't have a gun, he would have used a bomb. Because this guy was a super genius. And he was perfectly schooled in bomb making and booby trap setting. And I think he would have went to the theater with a book bag, like everybody else in the fucking theater had a book bag or a purse. Put the book bag under the chair for the scene of the movie. Excused himself to use the bathroom. And then, boom. I think he would have set off a fucking bomb right in the theater. Now, what is the fallout? A lot of people say that this guy was involved with the conspiracy shit and the UN arms ban and a week before that and all the bullshit. I don't believe in conspiracy theories across the board because 90% of the time they're nothing but theories. Now, that being said, this dude, okay, he may have done it intentionally. Maybe he wanted to force gun control, so he did this because he used an AR-15 made by Smith & Wesson, and I own stock in Smith & Wesson, unfortunately. Now, he had an AR-15, which is a very common tactical carbine. He owned the Remington 870, which is very popular for home defense. He used a Glock 40 caliber, which is very popular for either home defense or carry conceal, target shooting, whatever, hunting even. He used popular guns that people like to buy, and the government, this program, will be afraid of anyway. So I think he might have done that on purpose, okay? Maybe if I use the most popular guns in the market, I'll freak people out more, which is true, because people are freaking out more. I also think it's ironic because the people that want gun control, he is a member of their groups. Occupy crowd. He's also a registered Democrat. So, as far as I'm concerned, he who must not be named is going to have one less vote in November. What can we expect from this? Okay. The Betamax. I heard he had a Betamax. I heard it jammed. But in the photo, these are yesterday's papers. This photo right here, can you see this? This is the actual gun. I don't know if you can see as good as I can, but that's a 30-round mag, not a Betamax. Did he change out the Betamax? I heard the Betamax dropped out. I heard the Betamax jammed. I heard this and the other thing. I heard he didn't have a Betamax. Still a lot of rumor face going around, people. Anyway. That was the New York Post, by the way. And the fucking Daily News is calling for more gun control. I hate Daily News. My parents buy it, I don't. Anyway. That's it. Now, Betamax, whether he had them or not, be prepared for a freak out. Okay? There are at least 6 states that have some restriction on Betamax. I can buy a Betamax if it was made before the ban. Yes. It's going to cost me a little more money though, but I can buy it. It's got to be before the ban though. Expect certain states to ban Betamax, even pre-ban Betamax. They'll probably say, listen, if you have a Betamax, fine. If you want to buy one now, no, even pre-ban. Expect that to happen in a few states. Expect a few states that don't have bans on Betamags to start considering that. Whether you had a Betamag or not, I expect that to come. Also expect maybe some states will tell you, listen, if you have a Betamag, the 5.56s cost $350, the 7.62s cost $475. They're very fucking expensive, by the way. And I don't know what the fuck people see in them. Okay? For the price of one fucking Betamag, I could buy 10 standard capacity mags. And when I put them in a book bag, it'll take up less room. So, I don't know what the fuck you guys see in that shit. And they're fucking heavy as shit. Drag you down with the recoil, and it'll drag you down eventually, believe me. They're more fucking trouble than they're worth. On top of that, some ranges may ban Betamags. Even if you can legally own a fucking Betamag, your range might ban it. On top of that, especially fucking now, if I whip out a Betamag, even if I'm in a legal gun place like a range with a fucking Betamag, guys might freak out a little bit. You never fucking know. Expect that to happen on at least the state level. But they also might say, listen, the Betamag is worth $350 or $475. Okay, you have a Betamag, give it to us, the police, and we'll give you cash for it. Okay, that's right. If you have a Betamag and you surrender it to the police will give you the full price for it, even if it's used. Expect something like that to happen. Ammunition. Expect certain states to talk about limiting ammunition in some way. I can legally buy as much ammunition as I want online right now. No limit. Even in New York. I can buy bulk ammo from my dealer. Off paper. No paper, no photo ID. Expect some ammunition control to be discussed, at least at the state level. Photo ID for ammunition. Maybe a form and a background for ammunition. Maybe limiting you to 1,000 rounds a month. So if you want to buy 2,000 rounds of ammunition like I do, one for the 40, one for the 45, they may say buy 1,000 rounds of ammunition on 1 month and then buy another 1,000 rounds the next month. So you gotta make 2 trips to the dealer now. They might talk about that shit. What I could do, maybe you can have a fucking loophole. My dealer's open at night. I could probably go to my dealer on the last day of the month, buy 1,000 rounds of ammunition at 11:45 p.m., go away, and come back 20 minutes later at 12:05 a.m. on the first day of the next month and buy it. I don't know, but expect someone to talk about limiting ammunition, how much you could buy at a time, or having a background on ammunition. Expect that. Certain states are going to start banning ammunition purchased online. Expect that. Slide fire stocks. Did he have a slide fire stock? No, he did not. The ATF gives you a little love letter with the slide fire stock saying this is not a machine gun, therefore it's legal. I heard a month ago the ATF was thinking about changing their mind, but expect them to change their mind now a lot. Okay? So if you want a slide fire stock or a Betamag, you might consider buying it now. Yeah. Federal level, expect someone to say let's ban more guns. I don't know how far that'll get, but expect it to be said. Slide fire stocks and Betamags on a federal level, expect them to either be banned, heavily restricted, or become NFA weapons. Right? If I want to buy a Betamag, I gotta go to the ATF and pay $200 stamp. Expect that to be at least discussed. Yeah. I don't know what else to fucking tell you. I mean, I just don't know what to fucking tell you. I didn't want to make this political, but the fucking people want to make it political. And the people that want to make it political belong to the same organizations that this guy does. Occupy Wall, Occupy Crowd, Democratic Party. Remember one thing. The very first gun control law in this country was written by the Democratic Party to to take guns away from blacks so that they were disarmed when the Klan came to get them. So, now another thing I want to leave you with. I was talking about Valima life. Picture this. You're in the theater. This is going on. A lot of guys are saying, if I had my gun, I could have whipped it out and shot him and fucking got him or whatever. Here's the issue. Imagine having to defend yourself in your own home from a bad guy 10 feet away. Okay, now, put that bad guy 50 feet away and put 200 people in front of you going apeshit. You would have to physically move towards this guy, which will be very, 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 very difficult. Without your gun, shoot him. He's covered head to toe body armor, neck and everything. The gunshot would have to be in the face or in the base of the skull. And under pressure, no such thing as aiming. No such thing as accuracy. No such thing as muzzle this and grip that and shot placement, okay? Absolute fucking pandemonium. 200 people running in 200 different directions. Bullets flying through the air. Smoke bombs going off. Okay, and with the smoke bomb that is going to be obstructing your vision, with the entire theater blacked out, which is going to be obstructing your vision, the smoke chemicals might irritate your face and eyes. 200 guys going fucking bonkers, throwing things, running, screaming, covering each other, running out, crawling out, jumping over seats. Make towards him, whip out your gun, bang. Could you do it? My personal preference, my personal opinion rather, the only fucking way you could have got this guy was if the very first guy by the door had a CCW. This guy came in, smoke bombs, boom, 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 boom. He's coming in through the back. Okay? This is a movie theater seat. I'm the bad guy. Boom, 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 boom. Guy in this seat. Get up. Reach out. Or get up. Jump over the seat. Whip out the gun. Come up point blank range. Back of the neck or back of the head. With smoke bombs in the area. With the area completely blacked out. You can't see a hand in front of your face. I hate to say it. I hate to fucking say it. But you know how we say no amount of gun control would have stopped this? Well, I have to add to that, no amount of carry concealed guys would have stopped it. That scenario I just played out is the only fucking way he would have got it. The guy right next to the door, having a gun, having the balls to get up and do it, with smoke in the face, with blacked out everything. This is one of those fucking things you just couldn't fucking avoid it. And that's the fucking horror of it. People want easy answers. People say, well, if we had a magazine ban, it wouldn't have happened. If we had this, it wouldn't have happened. If we had that, it wouldn't have happened. I mean, what the fuck? I hate to say it, but there's no way to fucking avoid this shit. No amount of gun control would have stopped it. Period. And I don't think anybody with a fucking gun in the room could have stopped it unless they were right next to the fucking guy. Let's face it. Under pressure, you go fucking deaf anyway. So you have gunshots going off 2 feet away from you. Plus the speakers of the movie theater. Plus under pressure, you go deaf anyway. Plus losing your peripheral vision. Plus not being able to see your hand in front of your face. Plus having the gas effector. He's got a gas mask, you don't. He's got body armor, you don't. It's fucking horrifying. Well, let's see what happens. The good news is cocksucker's in custody, and the good news is any one of the charges is a life sentence. 12 fucking murders, no question. That right there is the death penalty 12 times over in Colorado. The DA handling this case goes after the death penalty a lot. This guy's fucked. Maybe he'll plead guilty in exchange for a life sentence without death, I don't know, but this guy's fucked to the nth degree, man. He ain't getting out of fucking prison. You'll see fucking Charles Manson out before him.